What if I told you that staying healthy and boosting longevity doesn't have to mean spending hours in the gym every day? In fact, science shows that small, simple movements sprinkled throughout your day can be just as powerful for your long-term health as long workouts. Today, we're diving into the science of micromovements and how they can literally add years to your life. Micromovements are tiny bursts of activity you can do anytime, anywhere. Think of standing up and stretching, walking to the kitchen, taking the stairs, or even doing a quick set of squats or calf raises while brushing your teeth. These little bursts are sometimes called exercise snacks because they're short and manageable, but they pack a powerful punch when it comes to improving your health. Here's why micro-movements are so important. When we sit for long periods of time, the large muscles in our legs essentially go to sleep. They stop using blood sugar for fuel, and this can cause blood sugar to rise, insulin to spike, and inflammation in our arteries to increase. Over time, this pattern contributes to heart disease, diabetes, and other chronic illnesses that can shorten lifespan. Harvard Medical School has pointed out that breaking up sitting with movement helps wake those muscles back up, stabilizes blood sugar, and improves circulation. One of the most fascinating studies comes from the American Journal of Epidemiology, which tracked nearly 8,000 adults. They found that replacing just 30 minutes of sitting a day with light activity, things like walking or stretching, was linked to a 17% lower risk of death over the next decade. And here's the kicker. The activity didn't have to be done all at once. Short, frequent breaks from sitting were just as effective. Another large study out of Taiwan, published in The Lancet, followed over 400,000 people. The researchers discovered that just 15 minutes of moderate exercise per day extended life expectancy by 3 years, compared to no exercise at all. That's right, 15 minutes. Even half of the recommended daily activity made a measurable difference in lifespan, and it gets even better. A 2022 study published in Nature Medicine introduced the concept of vigorous intermittent lifestyle physical activity. That's a fancy way of saying short, 1 to 2 minute bursts of intense movement, like running up the stairs or playing energetically with your kids. The researchers found that just 3 to 4 of these mini bursts per day were linked to a 40% lower risk of death from all causes, and nearly a 50% lower risk of death from heart disease. Even fidgeting counts. A UK study showed that people who naturally fidget, tapping their feet, shifting in their seat, didn't experience the same increased mortality risk from sitting as those who stayed completely still. So even the smallest of movements make a difference. The truth is, everyone benefits from micro-movements, but they are especially valuable for people with busy, sedentary lives. Desk workers can break up hours of sitting with standing and stretching. Stay-at-home parents or single parents can turn chores and playtime with kids into mini-workouts. Older adults who might struggle with long workouts can use micro-movements to maintain muscle, flexibility, and circulation. Researchers at the National Institutes of Health found that older women who moved more in daily life, walking, doing chores, or standing instead of sitting, were far more likely to reach their 70s without major chronic disease or disability. In other words, everyday movement helps you use it so you don't lose it. The key message is simple. You don't need a gym membership, fancy equipment, or even a lot of extra time. Science shows that moving in small ways throughout the day lowers your risk of disease, boosts energy, and extends your life. Whether it's taking the stairs, walking while on a phone call, or doing a set of jumping jacks while dinner's cooking, these little choices add up. So the next time you think you don't have time to exercise, remember this. Every step, every stretch, every little burst of movement counts toward a longer, healthier life. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for weekly health, fitness, and longevity tips.